In 2024, a 34-year-old man in Dallas got a raise that should have changed his life. He went from making $62,000 a year to $91,000. On paper, he had done everything right. He worked longer hours, took more responsibility, stayed loyal to the company, and finally got rewarded. His family celebrated, he upgraded his car, moved into a better apartment, started eating out more, bought nicer clothes because, in his words, I finally make real money now. 6 months later, he was sitting in his kitchen at 11:40 p.m., staring at his bank account with $83 left in it and 4 days until payday. That's not rare, that's normal. And that's the salary trap. The cruel joke of modern America is this: people are earning more than they did 5 years ago, but somehow feeling poorer than ever. Salaries went up, stress went up faster. The trap is not low income. The trap is believing more income automatically creates more freedom. Because in America, earning more doesn't just increase your money, it increases your expectations, your lifestyle, your obligations, your social pressure. And that's where the trap begins. Most people don't get broke because they don't make enough. They stay broke because every time life pays them more, life also charges them more. That raise you thought would save you, it often becomes the thing that quietly buries you deeper. More money should create margin, but for most Americans, it creates inflation inside their own life. Not government inflation, personal inflation, the kind where your standards rise faster than your discipline. You start justifying things you used to call irresponsible. The $6 coffee becomes deserved. The $900 car payment becomes manageable. The luxury apartment becomes motivation. The expensive dinners become networking. And little by little, the same person who once struggled on $50,000 is now somehow struggling on $90,000. Same stress, same anxiety, same overdraft alerts, just nicer shoes. This is where most people misunderstand wealth. They think wealth is about income. It's not. Wealth is what remains after your income is done being spent, and that difference changes everything. There are doctors making $300,000 living paycheck to paycheck. There are plumbers making $85,000 quietly building net worth. The difference is not intelligence, it's behavior. Salary gives the illusion of security. It feels stable, predictable, respectable. But salary can become one of the most dangerous financial drugs in America because it trains people to confuse income with control. If your entire financial life depends on the next paycheck arriving on time, you are not financially secure. You are financially dependent. There's a difference, and most people never notice it because the paycheck keeps showing up just enough to keep the illusion alive. Before we go deeper, subscribe to DollarNeck if you want real financial psychology, not recycled money advice. Because once you understand how the salary trap actually works, you stop chasing bigger paychecks blindly and start building something far more powerful: financial control.
The salary trap works because it doesn't feel like a trap when you enter it. It feels like progress. That's what makes it dangerous. No one feels financially reckless when they upgrade their life after a raise. It feels earned. It feels rational. You tell yourself, this is what success is supposed to look like. You worked harder, so naturally your life should look better. And that belief is exactly what keeps millions of Americans stuck. The system rewards visible success and hides financial weakness. Nobody sees your credit card statement. Nobody sees the stress behind your salary. They only see the apartment, the watch, the car, the vacation, the image. America is built on performance, and modern finance is deeply psychological. People do not spend money just to survive. They spend money to signal, to feel safe, to feel respected, to feel like they're not falling behind. That's why salary rarely solves insecurity. It often amplifies it. Because when your income rises without your financial identity changing, your spending simply rises to match your new self-image. This is lifestyle creep, but deeper. It's emotional spending disguised as adulthood. A promotion doesn't just raise your paycheck. It often raises your ego, your social comparison, and your need to prove you belong in a new class. So you start spending like the version of yourself you want others to believe you are. This is why two people can earn the same salary and live completely different financial lives. One buys freedom, the other buys appearances. One uses income to reduce pressure, the other uses income to increase comfort and accidentally increase dependence. The first person gets quieter over time. The second gets louder and more financially fragile. This is the hidden psychology of being broke in a higher tax bracket. You're not poor, you're overcommitted. You're not underpaid, you're overextended, and those are not the same problem. The salary trap teaches people to solve stress with consumption. Bad day? Order food. Long week? Book the trip. Big raise? Upgrade the lease. But every comfort purchased without intention becomes a future obligation, and obligations are what keep high earners trapped. This is why people making six figures still panic when they lose a job. Their lifestyle expanded, but their resilience didn't. Their income grew, but their flexibility disappeared. They built a life that looks expensive and feels successful, but collapses the second the paycheck stops. That's not wealth. That's dependency with better branding. Like this video if you've ever looked at someone making good money and wondered how they still seem broke. Because once you understand that income can hide financial weakness, you stop being impressed by appearances and start paying attention to what people can actually keep. The way out of the salary trap is not earning less. It's learning how to make more without needing more. That's the shift. The goal is not just to increase income. The goal is to increase retained income. That is the money that actually changes your life, the money that stays, the money that buys time, options, and peace. Most people spend their entire adult life trying to look financially successful. Very few build a life that is financially durable. Durable means your life still works if the paycheck pauses. Durable means one emergency does not become a crisis. Durable means you do not need your current income level just to survive your current lifestyle. That's what freedom actually looks like. Not luxury, not status, margin. The first real step is simple and brutal. Stop treating raises like permission slips. A raise is not proof you can afford more. It is proof you now have more leverage, if you keep it. Most people lose that leverage in under 90 days because they immediately convert extra income into permanent expenses. That is the habit that keeps people broke for decades. Instead, every raise should first go to one thing: reducing financial fragility. Build cash reserves, kill high-interest debt, lower fixed expenses, buy back breathing room. That's how income becomes power. The second shift is understanding that fixed costs are what enslave people, not low salaries. Rent, car payments, subscriptions, insurance, debt, these are the silent chains. The more fixed your life becomes, the less free your income actually is. This is why someone earning $75,000 with low overhead often has more real freedom than someone earning $150,000 buried in obligations. Freedom is not measured by what you make, it is measured by what your life requires. And the final shift is identity. You must stop seeing money as a reward and start seeing it as a tool. That one change alone separates people who look rich from people who become secure. The salary trap survives on emotional spending, social comparison, and the need to perform success. Real wealth grows in quieter places, in restraint, in flexibility, in cash, in patience, in the ability to earn more without immediately needing to spend more. That is how you escape. Not by chasing bigger paychecks forever, but by refusing to let every bigger paycheck build a bigger cage. That's the real game. And the people who understand it stop looking rich long before they become wealthy.
If this video opened your eyes, make sure you subscribe, because what you learn today can save your future tomorrow.